Hi Philippe. Any injury news ahead of tomorrow?
Yeah, too much. Too much injury news. So, sorry that I break your infrastructure. Jack Butland will still be out. John Sutter will still be out. Liam Belligan will still be out. James Tavernier will still be out. Nana Casanviro will still be out, and Tom Lawrence will still be out. And Dujon Sterling is a doubt for tomorrow, so we will see tomorrow.
How tough is this at the moment, Philippe, to deal with this injury list?
Yeah, but of course there's no club in the world who's happy when there are so many centre backs, and because it's a lot the same position that you miss players. That's the case, but it's about finding solutions, and that's what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. And like, for example, putting Ritvan on the right fullback and doing a really good job there. So we need to be creative in that way to have the good level with the defense and not to concede the goals that we conceded against Hibs on the 2 set pieces. So that annoyed me a lot, that we lost not with open play chances or goals, but on the set pieces. So that's what we addressed, and I need to make choices around that also towards this game, because it's also one of the strengths of Dundee.
I think you said after the game against Hibs that you would be looking to strengthen, given how many injuries you've got at the moment. Are you any closer to bringing in some new bodies?
Like I said last press conference, so Patrick will address that, what the plan is from the club for January. So it will be in the next couple of days.
Philippe, just in terms of the injuries, when you took over a year ago, the club had a lot of injuries, and you said that was something you wanted to look at. Are you surprised now that there are a lot of injuries happening again? Is there a reason for it?
No, it's totally different situation. So last season we had in big spells 10, 12 players out. Now we have, it's how many? 4 for sure. Okay, Jack also with, that's an accident. It's not really an injury. It's a contact injury, and some of the others are also contact injuries. That's part of football. The difficult thing is it's all in one position, in that way. So that's for every club in the world difficulty. You cannot predict that, and to have 7 centre backs in your selection. That's not possible. So that's the case, because for the rest, a lot of players are available and are back. So we've never been this season in a situation that we had 12 injuries at the same time. Never been this season. And the club worked also really hard to strengthen some departments. So we got a really good physio from Aberdeen with Kevin. We made changes in the performance department, so there are really good steps made in that way. So we cannot compare with the situation that it was last season.
Just in terms of your away form, Philippe, what do you put it down to, the struggling away form this season?
Yeah, it's a normal thing that you guys ask that one, because it's true about points not won in away games. It's not story about one thing. It's story about the season also, different things. Like the Hibs game, I think the team played really well, and we scored 3 really good goals, and we had the domination. But you take 2 goals that are avoidable by winning the duels, and it's about duels. It's not about an organization. It's about duels, and you get a penalty against where. I see also a ref watch, for example, that people who played football all say this is not a penalty, like my feeling is about that. So that's also something to take in consideration, of course, about the end result. I was not happy, and I told you guys about St. Mirren game and the Motherwell game, by starting well and then getting a goal against with an individual mistake and then rushing things. In that way, we did much better against Hibs, and then we kept on playing. And a good example for that is, for me, the 3rd goal, where we were not rushing things and we waited for the right moment. do the right things around the 16 instead of putting these balls in the box like we've been doing for sure against Motherwell. It was too much the case, and it was in the emotions of wanting to come back and the rush from the players to do it better and to win the game. So you need to find a balance in that way, in the rush to force it to score, but to keep over you and keep on doing the way we attack. So yeah, that's in a young team, things that they need to learn about. That's decision making and sticking to the plan and keep on going in that way.
Philippe, you said that Leon Balogun had a very small chance. I think it was the Celtic game of coming back. Is his injury more serious than you first thought?
No, but maybe, yeah, with trying to get him back, you get a little bit reaction out of that. He will be back in the short term, but it's not good enough to play tomorrow. So, no, it's not that it's a much bigger injury than it was, but he gets some irritation by trying to be ready for that game.
In terms of John Souttar and James Tavernier, are they likely to be back for the weekend? Are you?
No.
No?
No.
Are they longer than you first envisaged?
No. No. It's not longer than first envisaged.
Have you got a date, any sort of?
Yes, I got a date, but like I said before also, I don't want to put a knife on the throat of my medical staff if I put one date, and I said it to all you guys, that if that date a player is not there, then they're doing a bad job. It doesn't work that way with getting players back. So they will not be out for months. Tef will be for sure faster back than John. I can speak in those terms. But I don't want to put that pressure on the medical staff. Of course, I put pressure to get them back as fast as possible, and we're working all together in the club to do that.
Have you had any communication from the association about the penalty that you had against you at the weekend? Do you have an explanation as to why it was given?
For the moment, not. No, but it's also not the case. I think there's a panel at the end of the week about those things. And in the end, we had, after the League Cup, a reaction, and that was really good to be open and transparent about it, but it will not give us the points at the end.
You talked about the need for a team to learn, a young team, and making better decisions. Is part of that also reacting better when you lose a goal and not maybe...
Yeah, of course, but it's all data. It's not only... Football is not only how to pass a ball or where to run or how to run and which moments. It's all those things. It's also how to react in those situations. And that's from my side, and the frustrating part. So you have the beginning of a season where you have a lot of new players. You need to get things connected. You need to see that everybody learns the principles. You need to start from scratch. We went into a period where you have a stability in defensive part, that we had a lot of clean sheets in a row, where we almost didn't give away chances, and that we were more struggling still with creating a lot of chances. We still had enough to win games, but not in the amount that we are doing now, the last 2 months. Now, the moment that this offensive part is growing and getting better, you lose a lot of players in your defense, and you need to find their solutions. So in that way, it's been difficult to create consistency, but it creates also opportunities for other people to stand up who maybe didn't have a chance if all these players were fit to show themselves. Now they have the opportunity to show themselves, and you come in moments in all the clubs in the world that you can get really positive surprises, and I count on that tomorrow.
Last one from Kerry.
Like Ritvan was a really positive surprise as a right fullback, for example.
Philippe, just on your injuries that you mentioned there, it's now just about the time asking the players who are fit to dig that little bit deeper, and how do you find that they're finding it, maybe not being as experienced as you mentioned?
Yeah, about digging in, there's nothing to say about that. And they always wanted, they always went for it. They sometimes with too much rush, what I talked about. they showed the resilience in that way. Maybe not in the results all the time in that way, but there was not one game where the heads were down and they were not running anymore and not fighting anymore. Was not the case, not one game. But we need to get better results, so you need to get all these details more consistently better. We've seen the potential, and that's a good thing. The potential that everybody in the club believed in before the season in this squad, but it's about getting this consistently together also. In that way, it doesn't help that you need to shift all the time things, but we need to go through this period and take the points. We didn't take this season 1 point yet that we didn't deserve, that the opponent was better and we win the game. That you need also in a season. So those things we need to take, and we're going to go to Dundee to try to be the best team and to win the points. That's our target for that game.